are. Good morning guys, welcome back to another video. You join me down on the Long Lake. I've got 48 hours for this session. It's Friday morning, it's just coming up to 10 o'clock now. I'm going to be leaving here roughly about the same time Sunday morning, so I've got about 48 hours. And I thought it was about time that I got the old camera out and did another video, because it's been a while since I did my last video. The reason I haven't done any sort of filming and that lately is because all my sessions have been really short, sort of overnighters during work and stuff like that, and it's not always that easy with the light fading away that little bit earlier now, getting a little bit later on in the year. It's not always easy to sort of get the camera out, get all your rods set up, get all your bait out and etc. before the light's gone, and that obviously makes filming a little bit more difficult. So on this session, I've actually set up a couple of swims just down the bank, but what I thought I'd do, going on previous experience and fishing the lake in the past, there's a little eco island out in front of me just to the right, and the fish normally sort of come into this area quite early in the morning. It's a little bit later than I would have liked to have got down to the lake, to be perfectly honest, but I thought I'd come down here. I've literally got one rod laying on the floor, just with my chair, just having a cup of coffee. And I'll give it probably 45 minutes to an hour here. If it doesn't happen within that time, it's probably not going to happen. So then what I'll do is I'll go back up to the swim where I've set up camp for the weekend, and start introducing a tiny little bit of bait just to start with, and then think about tactics and everything else later on. So welcome back to another video. It's good to see you all again. Welcome back. Quick update for you, just coming up 1:45. I've moved again since I last spoke to you, so I was fishing a couple of swims down from where I was actually pitched up for to spend the weekend. I actually decided to push even further down to the right than I was fishing before, and come about another 3 or 4 swims further down. So I've dropped into peg 29 on the Long Lake, and it's paid off. We've got one in the net. Let's get her out, let's take a look. Absolute result. Can't grumble at that at all. Absolutely over the moon. Fish in the net, pressure's off. I can now relax, enjoy the rest of the weekend. So just to let you know quickly what I had that one on. I did have the rig down here somewhere, so have a quick look. So it was a solid PVA bag, cast just out to roughly where that seagull is, in that sort of area. That's it basically, that in a solid bag, a single grain of white plastic corn. Flung out to the island, bit of citrus oil in it just to sweeten it up, give a bit of attraction. As soon as I got the fish in the net, I unhooked it quick, clipped another bag back on, another solid bag, and got the rod straight back out on the spot. So that's back out on the spot. Hopefully it goes again. Time for a coffee. Right, as you can probably hear, there's quite a bit of a downfall coming down at the minute. It started raining probably about 20 minutes ago, something like that, and it's really been absolutely lashing it down ever since. Good news is I've literally just put one in the net. As you can see, but I got a bit wet while I was out there. I'm guessing it's around sort of 19, 20 pounds, something like that. Wait for the rain to stop and I'll get her out and show you what she looks like. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes since I last spoke to you. The rain isn't easing off at all, as you can see here. So I don't want to hold the fish in the net for too long. I don't want to stress him out. So I'll show you what he looks like in the net quickly. Just weighed him in, 19 pounds 6 ounces. I'll show you what he looks like and then we'll get him back. I don't want to stress him out too much. For you. Yeah, he's been, like I say, he's been in the net a while, so he's a little bit angry, as you can see. So I'm going to let him go. Right, it's just coming up 25 past 7. I've got the rods out for the night, down behind me here. I've got the left hand rod where I caught the first fish that I had this morning, and I've got the right hand rod down where I had the last fish out, the 19 pound 6 ounce common that I had a little bit earlier this afternoon. So I've put the right hand rod back out at what I caught the fish on before, which is a little pop-up rig. It's kind of my version of the Withy Pool rig, so I do a couple of things a little bit different to what most people do on that rig. So that was what I had that fish on, and that was on the white, chocolate and orange 12mm pop-up from Casual Carp baits. Can't rate them baits enough, to be honest. Every time I've used them, pretty much I've caught fish. The solid bag that I had on earlier, which I caught the first fish on, I had a single grain of white plastic corn on there, as I explained to you earlier, and in there I had the salted caramel nut from Casual Carp baits again. Like I say, every time I use them baits I seem to catch fish, so can't rate them baits enough. And eco-friendly, they come in paper packaging rather than plastic, so doing my bit for the environment as well, which is good. So I've got both rods out for the night. I'm not going to touch them now unless I get a bite on them in this evening. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to sit back, I'm going to chill out, watch the evening, watch nature do its thing, as I love to do when I'm fishing, watch the sun to go down, catch up with you in the morning. Good morning. It's just coming up 7 o'clock. I've been up since about 5:30, something like that.
Had a good night's fishing last night. About 9 o'clock last night I had a tench out, probably about £6, maybe £6.5, nice fish. And then at 11 o'clock I had a take on the left hand rod. Both the fish last night come from the island, just here, both on a solid bag, with the salted caramel nut from Casual Carp in there, and on a white plastic corn. And then like I say, at 11 o'clock last night I had another take, and then I had a 21-pound 8-ounce common. Really nice fish that was. I thought it was a lot bigger actually when it was in the water. It looked a lot bigger last night with the head torch through the mist of the night and all the rest of it. I couldn't actually believe it, but anyway, can't complain. I've had a 19 and a 20. I had one before that yesterday as well, which was, I'm putting at about £17, and then I've had a tench out as well. So I've had 3 carp, 1 tench. I've got the rods back out on the spots this morning. I see a fish crash out at the island this morning in this gap here, so I've put a my version of the Wivy pool rig out in that gap. Put about 10 to 15 freebies of the white chocolate and orange baits from Casual Carp again, and that's it. I'm going to sit back, I'm going to have a cup of coffee, I'm going to chill out, I'm going to watch the world wake up. Good morning all. Well, what a perfect start to the morning that is. That one weighed in at £18 4 ounces. That would come on the right hand rod, and that was out towards the island in this gap just here. I've repositioned the rod, it's back out on the spot. That one come on the white, chocolate and orange, again from Casual Carper, 12mm pop-up on the withy pool, and just some white chocolate and orange freebies chucked over the top, waiting for the little bit of foam to pop up out there. This is absolutely turning into a red letter session. This is perfect, really, absolutely perfect. So we've had 2 carp out on the withy pool rig, on the 12mm white chocolate and orange pop-ups, and we've had 2 carp out on the solid bag rigs on the salted caramel nut from Casual Carper as well. So brilliant. And also we had 1 tench last night out on the salted caramel and all. So absolutely perfect start to the day. So I've got a coffee on the go. I'm going to sit down, relax, watch the world wake up. I had that fish at just gone 8:30, so the rod was only in position for about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, and it rattled off. So like I say, rod's back on the spot. I can see a little bit of fizzing coming up out there now as I'm looking at you. As I'm looking at the spot. So hopefully the alarms will sound again soon and we'll be rudely interrupted. Catch up with you in a bit, guys. Welcome back. It's just coming up to 3:30. I've not had anything through the rest of today apart from the one that I had this morning first off. The left hand rod, I've used a solid bag throughout the day, just casting at different areas, sort of a few fizzes that I've seen here and there, to see if I could pick one off. Unfortunately it hasn't worked, but you know, I can't grumble. I put one in the bag earlier this morning. Like I said earlier, it's turning into a red letter session, it really is. So I've baited up the area where I had the fish from yesterday, just in this gap here where I had fish from last night and this morning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rest that for a couple of hours now. I'm going to go back to my van, I'm going to have a shower, I'm going to get a cup of coffee, have a bit of a chill out, charge my phone, charge my cameras and all the rest of it, my GoPro. And then what I'm going to do is when I'm back at the van, I'm going to watch the UFC fight tonight, which I've paid 20 quid for. Which is the Dustin Poirier and Khabib Nurmagomedov fight. Fight fans amongst you might be watching that as well tonight. If you're not a fight fan, what I've said to you makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I've put the bait out on the spot, that's priming. While I'm watching the fight, it's all priming, getting ready. The fish are having a free feed up. Get all the rigs sorted, get everything ready to go, so when I come back here after watching the fight, I can literally get the rods out on the spots, job done, ready for the night. So I'll catch up with you in a bit, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Okay, so it's just coming up to 7 o'clock. I've got both rods out in position. Right hand rod has gone in the middle of that channel that I'm fishing at the moment. Left hand rod's gone back out onto the spot on a solid bag. Right hand rod is on the withy pool rig. And that's it, I'm all ready for the UFC. Turns out I'm watching it in the bivvy while I've got the rods out. So it's literally 7 o'clock, bang on. So it is, what time is it? It's Khabib time. There's the rod set, kind of open in a way that I don't get interrupted, and I can watch the fight all the way through. After that, they can rip off as much as they want. Catch up with you in a bit, guys. Good morning all, it's just coming up to 7:30. I've started packing a bit of kit away. I've got most of the stuff packed down behind me. I've just got to put the brolly away. I've got one rod left on the floor down here behind me. I had a fish out this morning at 6:30. I didn't get him out of the water. I unhooked him in the net and let him go in the net. He was only about 12-13 pounds, something like that. And I had one that, just as my UFC was starting last night, literally about 7:05, 7:15, just before the first fight started. I had another fish out last night. That was a nice one. 19 pound 2 ounces. So what a session we've had. We've had 6 carp, we've had 1 tench. And it looks absolutely lovely down here on the long lake this morning. Unfortunately now I've got to pack up, go home, get back to reality. Oh, never mind. It's been an absolutely brilliant session. I really enjoyed myself. Thanks very much for watching, guys.